Next on BGSU's Brain Game, it is Tiffin Columbian versus Hilltop. This very well could be a mega mind mash. Only one team can leave victorious. Who's it going to be? Only one way to find out. BGSU's Brain Game starts right now. And welcome to BGSU's Brain Game. We have Tiffin Columbian versus Hilltop. Let's meet our team. I'm going to be talking to my center folks right here. Introduce yourself and your team. Brianna.
My name's Brianna Bell. To my right is Ian Hoffman, and no, to my left is Ian Hoffman. To my right is Joe Ream-Snyder.
All right, and who are you coached by tonight?
Abby Smith.
All right, welcome to you, Tiffin Columbian. Jim, tell us who you are, your team, and your coach.
My name is Jim Skidmore. To my left, we've got Braxton Hockley, and to my right, we've got Owen Tomzik. Our coach is over there, Leonard Donaldson.
All right, welcome to you all. All right, we're going to start things off as we always do in our toss-up round. All questions in this round are worth 10 points. There's no deduction for an incorrect answer, so have a little bit of fun with this round, teams. You may confer before buzzing in, not after, and you can steal a question. I repeat, you can steal a question in this round. Hilltop, Tiffin Columbian, are you ready? Yeah. Here we go then. This machine used in laboratories uses a spinning force to separate, that would be Tiffin Columbian. Owen.
Centrifuge.
Centrifuge, indeed, is what we were looking for there. In Catherine Patterson's Newbery Award-winning Bridge to Terabithia, after Jess loses a foot race to this character, they become fast friends and create their own magical forest kingdom. Who is she? Hilltop, Joe.
Lily.
Incorrect. Tiffin Columbian, would you like to steal? They're shaking their head no. Leslie Burke is what we were looking for there. In physics, what do we call how fast a thing is moving without reference? Tiffin Columbian. Owen.
Speed.
Speed, yes. Although not ethical, what type of ideas or statements that are often false or exaggerated are spread in order to help a cause, a political leader, or a government? That would be Hilltop. Joe.
Propaganda.
Propaganda, yes. This beat writer is said to have written his masterpiece On the Road on one long piece of paper. Who is he? Hilltop. Ian.
Mark Twain.
Incorrect. Tiffin Columbian, would you like to steal? Time. Jack Kerouac is what we're looking for there. In chemistry, what do we call it when particles move from an area of higher concentration? Tiffin Columbian. Owen.
Diffusion.
Diffusion, yes, to lower concentration. What word is used to describe the central message of a text, whether fiction or nonfiction? Tiffin Columbian. Owen.
Theme.
It is indeed the theme. Identify the form of lyric poetry written in couplets in which a long line of poetry is immediately followed by a shorter one. The correct response begins with the letter E. Did she get it in time? No, we were looking for an epode. What is the longest river in Europe? Tiffin Columbian. Braxton.
The Rhine.
Incorrect. Hilltop, would you like to steal? They're shaking their head no. Volga is what we needed there. Identify the color that is often used as an adjective before the words journalism and, that would be Hilltop. Ian.
Yellow.
Yellow, yes. With which Caribbean island nation would one associate the protest group Ladies in White and a sibling named Raoul who assumed, that would be Tiffin Columbian. Braxton.
Cuba.
Cuba, yes. What writer created the iconic figure of Natty Bumppo, who appears in novels such as The Last of the Mohicans and The Deer Slayer? We were looking for James Fenimore Cooper. Although they are not visible, the results of their existence can be observed in space by astronomers. What is the name? Tiffin Columbian. Owen.
Black hole.
Black hole is what we're looking for there, yes. The three-headed dog Cerberus had a counterpart in Norse mythology named Garm, a massive four-eyed dog. What realm did these creatures? Hilltop. Brianna.
The underworld.
Yes, indeed. Hades or the underworld. What is the complete verb in the following sentence? Mary had always been a fan of Art Deco style. Tiffin Columbian. Braxton.
Had?
Incorrect. Hilltop, would you like to steal? That would be Brianna.
Ben.
Incorrect. Had been is what we needed there. NASA officials announced in 2017 that this space probe had lost an additional orientation maintaining action wheel, but that the loss would not affect the craft's exploration of Ceres. Identify this now retired space probe. That is the end of that round. By the way, we're looking for the probe of Dawn right there. All right, let's take a look at our score. Tiffin Columbian at 60 points and Hilltop at 30 points. A very close competition. You're going to want to stick around because our head-to-head round is coming up next. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU's Brain Game. We have Hilltop at 30 points and Tiffin Columbian currently in the lead with 60 points. It looks like Hilltop, you have stayed with your lineup from the last round, but Tiffin Columbian looks like Owen has slid over to the captain slot. And who has joined your team?
To my right is Raphael Confessor.
All right, welcome to you. This is our head-to-head round. There are 15 questions in this round. It's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. They're worth 10 points. No deduction for an incorrect answer. One team will stay in the studio, the other one will head to isolation. Once that first team finishes all 15 questions or time runs out, we will swap and do it all over again. At the end of the round, we're going to clear our scores and we will reveal to both teams where we stand. All right, Tiffin Columbian, you're at 60 points. That means you are sticking around. Hilltop, you're off to isolation. All right, Tiffin Columbian, are you ready for your 15 head-to-head questions?
Yep.
This round for you starts right now. Gregor Mendel did many of his genetic experiments on what kind of plants?
Pea plants.
Correct. This American psychologist was among the founders of the client-centered or humanist approach to therapy.
Yeah, Freud.
Carl Rogers. Minerals that are absorbed through a plant's roots move through what structures to reach the leaf?
Dendrites.
Incorrect. Xylem. Who assassinated William McKinley?
Pass.
Leon Czolgosz. What was Muhammad Ali's given name?
Clavicus.
Incorrect. Cassius Clay. In what year was an income tax first imposed in the United States?
Pass.
1861. What is the tallest mountain in the continental United States?
Helens.
Incorrect. Mount Whitney. In the Revolutionary War, which came first, the Battle of Bunker Hill or the Battle of Saratoga?
Saratoga.
Incorrect. Bunker Hill. What early community activist founded Hull House, a settlement house for recent immigrants in Chicago?
Douglas.
Incorrect. James Adams. Who was the first president to be born not in the American colonies, but in the United States?
Adams.
Incorrect. Martin Van Buren. What sitting vice president killed a rival in a duel?
Burr.
Aaron Burr, yes. Fiorello is a musical about a famous New York City mayor. Who was this well-known mayor?
Pass.
LaGuardia. New York City is divided into 5 boroughs: the Bronx, Manhattan. End of round for Tiffin Columbian. You are now off to isolation. All right, let's bring back in Hilltop. All right, Hilltop, are you ready for your 15 head-to-head questions?
Yes.
All right, this round starts for you right now. Gregor Mendel did many of his genetic experiments on what kind of plants?
Peas.
Can we accept that? We will accept that, yes. This American psychologist was among the founders of the client-centered or humanist approach to therapy.
Pass.
Carl Rogers. Minerals that are absorbed through a plant's roots move through what structures to reach the leaf?
Fallopian tubes.
Incorrect. Xylem. Who assassinated William McKinley?
Pass.
Leon Czolgosz. What was Muhammad Ali's given name?
Pass.
Cassius Clay. In what year was an income tax first imposed in the United States?
1918.
Incorrect. 1861. What is the tallest mountain in the continental United States?
Mount St. Owens.
Incorrect. Mount Whitney. In the Revolutionary War, which came first, the Battle of Bunker Hill or the Battle of Saratoga?
Bunker Hill.
Correct. What early community activist founded Hull House, a settlement house for recent immigrants?
Jane Austen.
Incorrect. Jane Addams. Who was the first president to be born not in the American colonies, but in the United States?
Van Buren.
Correct. What sitting vice president killed a rival in a duel?
Aaron Burr.
Correct. Fiorello is a musical about a famous New York City mayor. Who was this well-known mayor?
Postweed.
Incorrect. LaGuardia. New York City is divided into 5 boroughs: the Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, and what?
Harlem.
Incorrect. Staten Island. In 1797, there was an uprising in western Pennsylvania. That is the end of the head-to-head round for Hilltop. It is now time to clear our scores, and let's bring back in Tiffin Columbian. All right, let's see where we stand. Hilltop is at 70 points. Tiffin Columbian is at 80 points. A very, very close competition indeed. You're going to want to stick around because things are going to change very, very quickly in our category round. There are questions worth 10, 15, 20, 25, and 30 points, but deductions are going to start. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU's Brain Game. We have Hilltop at 70 points, and currently in the lead with 80 points is Tiffin Columbian. We promised you a mega mind mash, and that is indeed what we have on our hands. Tiffin Columbian, looks like you have a returning player. Who's rejoined your team, Owen?
To my right is Jim Skidmore.
All right, welcome back to you. Hilltop staying with your same lineup. All right, we're moving to the category round. There are 6 categories to choose from, questions ranging from 10 to 30 points, but beware, deductions are going to start right now. So if you go for 20, you very well could lose 20. You may confer before buzzing in, and you can steal a question in this round. Hilltop, since you are at 70 points, you get to make the first selection.
Begins with SP for 10.
Begins with SP for 10 points. To rudely reject an admirer's advances. That would be Tiffin Columbian. Owen.
Spur.
Incorrect. Hilltop, would you like to steal? They're saying no. You said spur. We needed spurn. Spurn. All right. Tiffin Columbian still in control. Oh, I'm sorry. Hilltop. My mistake.
Let's go Russia for 10.
Russia for 10 points. In what city would you find Lenin's tomb? That would be Hilltop. Ian.
St. Petersburg.
Incorrect. Tiffin Columbian, would you like to steal? Owen.
Volgograd.
Incorrect. Moscow is where it's at. All right. Hilltop still in control, and we're still tied.
Musicals for 10.
Musicals for 10 points. This musical is based on a book of poetry by T.S. Eliot. That would be Cats. Hilltop still in control.
Begins with SP for 15.
Begins with SP for 15, a sudden and involuntary muscle contraction. Tiffin Columbian. Owen.
Spasm.
Spasm, yes. Tiffin Columbian takes the lead and control.
Human leg 10.
Human leg for 10 points. The thickest bone in the lower leg. Tiffin Columbian. Braxton.
The femur.
Incorrect. Hilltop, would you like to steal? That would be Ian.
Tibia.
Tibia is what we needed there. Yes, Hilltop in control and now in the lead.
Oh, all right. Musicals for 15.
Musicals for 15 points. This musical is based on a novelized account of an episode from the life of Anna Leonowens in the court of the King of Siam. That would be The King and I. Hilltop still in control.
Kitchen tools for 10.
Kitchen tools for 10 points. If you plunge a green vegetable into boiling water just until it turns bright green, then plunge the vegetable into ice water to stop the cooking, what have you done in culinary terms? Hilltop. Joe.
Blanch.
Blanched. Yes, you have blanched it. Hilltop in control.
Kitchen tools for 15.
Kitchen tools for 15. This spoon has serrated edges and allows one to eat a particular fruit more easily. That fruit would be a grapefruit, and we're looking for a grapefruit spoon. Hilltop in control.
Human leg for 15.
Human leg for 15 points. The thinner bone in the lower leg. Hilltop. Ian.
Fibia.
Incorrect. Tiffin Columbia, would you like to steal? That would be Braxton.
Fibula.
Fibula is what we needed there. Yes, Tiffin Columbian back in control and in the lead.
Human leg 20.
Human leg for 20 points. The strong tissue that attaches the calf muscle to the heel bone. Hilltop. Joe.
Achilles tendon.
Achilles tendon, yes. Hilltop back in control and back in the lead.
All right. Begins with SP for 20.
Begins with SP for 20 points. To overspend. Hilltop. Joe.
Splurge.
You're splurging, that's right. Hilltop in control.
Musicals for 20.
Musicals for 20 points. This musical is based on a comic strip by Charles Schulz. Hilltop. Ian.
Charlie Brown.
Will we accept that? We will not accept that. Tiffin Columbian, would you like to steal? We needed the full title, You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Hilltop still in control and in the lead.
Russia for 15.
Russia for 15 points. He wrote War and Peace. Tiffin Columbian. Braxton.
Tolstoy.
Tolstoy, yes. Tiffin Columbian back in control and back in the lead.
SP for 25.
SP for 25 points. A Greek spinach pie. Spanakopita is what we needed there. Tiffin Columbian in control.
Russia 20.
Russia for 20 points. Le Hermitage, the second largest art museum in the world, is located in what Russian city? Hilltop, Joe.
St. Petersburg.
St. Petersburg, yes, Hilltop in control and in the lead.
Let's go Union Generals for 10.
Union Generals for 10 points. He later became president of the United, that would be Hilltop, Joe.
Ulysses Grant.
Ulysses S. Grant, yes, Hilltop in control, in the lead.
Union Generals for 15.
Union Generals now for 15 points. His march to the sea broke, that would be Tiffin Columbian, Jim.
Sherman.
Sherman, William Tecumseh Sherman. Tiffin Columbian in control, making a move.
Leg 25.
Leg for 25 points. This stringy tissue joins one or more bones to other bones. Tiffin Columbian, Braxton.
Ligaments.
Ligaments, yes. Tiffin Columbian in control, making a move.
Union Generals 20.
Union Generals for 20. Lincoln fired this general and replaced him with Ambrose Burnside. That will be George McClellan. Tiffin Columbian in control.
Russia for 25.
Russia for 25 points. Alexander Solzhenitsyn wrote a 3-volume history of Stalin's prison camp system. What was its title? The Gulag Archipelago is what we needed there. All right, that is the end of the round. Let's take a look at our score. We have Hilltop at 115 points, and currently in the lead with 135 points is Tiffin Columbian. Still very much anybody's game. It's going to come down to the brainstorm round, and it's coming up next. Stay tuned. And welcome back to BGSU's Brain Game. We have quite the competition going on right now. Hilltop, 115 points. Tiffin Columbian in the lead with just 20 more points at 135 points. Tiffin Columbian, looks like you have shuffled your deck again. Who has rejoined the team?
To my left is Raphael Confessor.
All right, Hilltop, you're staying with your lineup? All
Yep.
right. This is the brainstorm round. This is where everything is on the line. Every question in this round is worth 20 points. Negative 20 points for an incorrect answer. That's right, teams. It is going to hurt if you miss this question or a question in this round. You may confer before buzzing in, not after, of course, because that will also be an incorrect answer and cost you 20 points if you confer afterwards. And most importantly, you cannot steal. I repeat, you cannot steal a question in this round. Now, we are in a potential tie situation here. If that does happen, we're going to move immediately to a tiebreaker question round. All right, Hilltop, Tiffin Columbian, brainstorm round. Are you ready?
Yes.
Well then, here we go. First question is, this summit located in the western United States is home to the Golden Spike National Historic Site. What is the name? Hilltop, Joe.
Promontory Point.
Promontory Point, yes. Mark Twain is a pen name. What does it mean? Hilltop, Joe.
Samuel Clemens.
Incorrect. 2 fathoms or a safe depth for a riverboat. What American poet was nicknamed the New England Mystic? Emily Dickinson. Who wrote the series of novellas called Decameron? Giovanni Boccaccio. What was the real name of the Native American chief the English colonists called King Philip? That would be Metacomet. What is the oldest continuously settled city in America? Hilltop, Joe.
Jamestown.
Incorrect. St. Augustine, Florida. How many teaspoons are there in a tablespoon? Tiffin Columbian, Raphael.
3.
Correct. 2 Canadian provinces lie north of Minnesota. Name them. Ontario and Manitoba. Where did General Lee surrender to General Grant? That would be Tiffin Columbian. Jim.
Appomattox.
Appomattox, yes. Who coined the term Iron Curtain to refer to the imaginary hilltop? Joe.
Churchill.
Churchill, yes. This part of a cell separates it from its external environment. Hilltop, Joe.
Cell membrane.
Correct. What American general forced to leave the Philippines during World War II said, Tiffin Columbian, Raphael.
MacArthur.
MacArthur, yes. Which amendment to the United States Constitution guarantees the right to a speedy trial? Tiffin Columbian, Owen.
7.
Incorrect. 6th. In what Ohio city is the Pro Football Hall of Fame located? Hilltop, Ian.
Canton.
Canton. Miranda is a moon of what planet? Hilltop, Brianna.
Jupiter.
Incorrect. Uranus. Lauren makes these crispy Italian cookies every Christmas. They're often flavored with anise and are twice baked. That would be Tiffin Columbian. Raphael.
Pizzellas.
Incorrect. Biscotti. This Italian scientist invented the first useful barometer. Name him. End of round. Let's take a look at our score. Hilltop at 135 points, and just with 20 points more at 155, Tiffin Columbian. Let's give both of these teams a huge round of applause. In the spirit of good sportsmanship, let's come around, meet in the middle, and we will see you at the next BGSU Brain Game.